Alright, so if you are just viewing this on YouTube, welcome. We just finished up with the groundwork portion of this session. If you are a Patreon member, or if you would like to see this groundwork session, please become a Patreon member or a YouTube member. But this was a little bit of a distracting day. I was a little distracted, he was a little distracted. There's a bit of some wind, so that's going to knock the camera around a little bit, and I had to cut out quite a few dead spots because my Pivo decided to stop following me around, and I apologize for that. I think I turned on the AI for this, and I think that was a mistake. But welcome to the Bitless project session, episode 8. This is in the middle of April, by the way. I know this isn't being released until May, but there was a bit of a busy period for me, and the weather hasn't been great for riding in the past entire month. But here we go. The name of the game here is to get him to stand quietly for an extended period of time on a loose rein. There we go. So I would rather have him be searching for a treat or a reward than trying to walk off on me. We're still working on that backing up thing right after mounting. This is probably one of the last sessions in a while that we're going to do in the bareback pad. I have a certain medical condition that is temporary. It is not life-threatening. That is going to make me hindered in my use of my abs. So we have finally bought our saddle, and we're going to be using the saddle with the stirrups. I just need a little bit more support for these coming months while I work through that condition. But here, he's a bit distracted. Throughout the session, he has stopped there. And I don't think it's necessarily because of the gate. I think this portion of the arena going this direction is a little suspicious to him. So throughout this session, I will have a little bit of trouble with that, but we work through it. He's got a nice active walk. And if he's nervous, I try to do a few simple things that would be kind of mentally difficult for him in a distracted state, but easy for him in a non-distracted state. So if he was not distracted, if he was not worried about things, I wouldn't necessarily reward him for a halt, but to get him to kind of get his mind in gear, I will reward him for some simple things whilst distracted. That's really a judgment thing on my end of things. So that's why you can see somewhat seemingly inconsistent rewarding, but I am gauging his mental state at this point. trying to do some changes of direction through the center of the circle. Working on that. I'm still trying to maintain a active walk. I'm not worried about his head position at this point. However, I am giving him very light half halts to see if we can get a little bit more engagement in this developing medium walk. So with this, I would be okay with this medium walk in an intro test. He's got an active gait, active head bob. It's not the kind of head bob that we're looking for in a gaited horse. It's just an engaged look. I know his head is not completely on the vertical, but for an intro test, that is not necessary. But ideally, you don't want their head up in the air. So here, I'm asking for a little bit more collection to turn him around. And in that collection, before turning him, is my first attempts at the working walk. So what this session has been all about are those hopeful transitions between medium and working walk. And then later we finally get the free forward down walk. You can see he has moments, and that's what I'm looking for, are those moments. And for these walk variation transitions, I'm not rewarding him specifically, but what I'm doing is not rewarding him with a treat necessarily. And this is part of the R negative training. What I'm rewarding him with is freedom in my hip movement, relaxation, and that relaxation is becoming the reward. And it's not necessarily a reward because I'm not trying to hold it against him for, as like, I'm going to put tension into my body until you do the thing, which is going to bring tension into your body. Now what I'm doing is the communication portion of this. So my relaxation in my body is saying yes. Is that yes? And right now I'm looking for a balanced halt, so he did one, and that one was better. So that's where I reward him here. Like I said in the beginning, of course I cut that out there because I dropped the treat. Like I said in the beginning, it's a gauge, it's an art. It's not like cut and dry. like it is in the beginning for R plus training. When it comes to R plus R negative mixed training, it becomes more of an art on to where the rewards come from. Is it extrinsic rewards where you have treats, or is it intrinsic rewards where they feel good doing it? And in writing, that's way more evident than in groundwork, because in groundwork it's very much more black and white. Did they do the thing? Yes, they did. Treat them. For riding, they get more feedback from your body, especially if, in his case, he's blind. He doesn't get much feedback from my body during groundwork because, he can't see it as much. But he gets way more feedback from my body if I'm on top of him, because he can feel how I feel, how I'm feeling. Of course, here he thinks something looks funny or sounds funny. There is a funny sound coming from out yonder, which is kind of making him a little bit nervous, and that's why he's perking his ears and wanting to look at it, which I'd rather have him want to look at something than to... Oh, there, you can see that person back in there. I'd rather have him want to look at it than to spook and run away from it. So he's looking at the neighbor with the dog, and I'm okay with this. He's a little nervous, shifting his weight a little bit, but I would rather have this in shifting weight than running off. So I backed him up a few steps until he relaxed, and here he seems to be more relaxed at this distance from the fence. And as he ages, this will get less and less. As we work together, we'll become less and less subject to distractions. Of course, now he's not sure of that area. There we go. He's moving forward, and we're back in business. So this is the portion where we are going to try our trot transitions, and the reward is going to come from a sustained trot. He's going to be a little bit confused-ish. I've been transferring high value rewards to low value rewards for the trot transition, but now we are asking for the transition and sustainability of it. So with the sustainability will come the high value reward, and then the transition will no longer be rewarded. It will be communicated through my body that is what I want. And here you can see I had a little bit of trouble. I was thrown forward a little bit from his transition, which indicates, my abs don't work as well as they should, and that's why I'm interested in saddle. So with my light signals to trot, he seems more interested in walking more actively than trotting. And there's that sustained trot. So this isn't really a quality trotting kind of day where I can work on the trot and the quality of the trot like I want it to. This is just, do we get the trot, and can we sustain it, period. We may have done a little bit too much at the walk beforehand, and he's tired, or his mental state isn't quite there. the end here. A somewhat sustained trot, so he will get his reward. On a normal day, that would give him the motivation to do more of these sustained trot transitions. But as you can see, I'm trying to get him to do it, but he's just not wanting to sustain it. So, could be the day. Unfortunately, my Pivo was not picking up half of these actual good trot transitions and only picking them up towards the end as I halted from them. But hey, Pivo has their good days and Pivo has its bad days. You can see he's improving with his tension. I'm giving him a few half halts, sitting evenly in my saddle. As you can see, he dips behind the vertical way less now. Even though he's working on a few things, he can still produce a square halt. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful time with your horse and your equine journey. But please check out my Patreon for many more videos, and check out some of the member page benefits that you can have for YouTube. And I will see you again, and hopefully we can get some better weather coming along and show you some more exciting riding.